top 4 heroes display good in the dashboard, but we don't have title here in the app component. So let's add the title to the app component ts file. So title is Tour of Heroes CLI, like this. Okay, and now if we refresh, we should see the title. Okay, like this. Now, if I click one of the hero here in the dashboard, we are redirected to the detail/12. So detail/ID of a hero. This is correct. But now when we are redirected, we in the hero detail don't display this hero because we don't know how to resolve this root/12 and how to get hero by this ID. So we will do just this now. So in your code editor, go to the hero detail component.ts, and we have here like input here. So if we go to the heroes, this still works, but we will implement it otherwise. So with the root parameters, we will get the ID, and then we will call the hero service to get this specific hero, like this. And now we need to add some inject some services in the constructor. The first is hero service, which we will call, so is a type of hero service, like this. The second one is root. We will get the root parameters from the root, activated root, and we need to import this activated root from the Angular router, like this. Okay, and the last one is location, which we will use later. So we import location. This location is in yet another package, which is Angular common import location, like this. Okay, and now on the initialization of the component, we will call this root dot params, and we will get our ID from these params. But here, since this is observable, we can use some operators of observables, and one of these operators is switch map. So we import it, import from the rx.js. This is a library for observables operator, the switch map, like this. Okay, and now we can use it, switch map, and we get the params, which are the type of params. And now we can use them like this. So we get the params, and we call this hero service dot get hero, and we put here the ID from the params, like this, and ID. So this get hero doesn't exist yet, and now we get params ID, which is a string when we get it from the params, and with plus we convert it to the number because we need a number for the ID. And now we subscribe. Let's go into subscribe, because this is observable, and this here which we get, we assign it to this pick a hero, like this. We assign it to this variable. Now we need to import params. Params are here on the router params. And now it's red because in the hero service we don't have get hero yet. But let's go do this. So navigate to the hero.service, and we will create another method, get hero, which returns a promise of just hero because it's just one. And now, for now, we will just call the getHeroes method, so the one above, and we will then, because this is a promise, we will then filter or use find our specific hero with this ID, which is the same as ID in the getHero parameters. ID is a number. So we get, when we call getHero, we pass the ID. We call all getHeroes. We get all heroes, and now we find our hero with this ID from these heroes, and we return just one hero in a promise, like this. And now if we go back, this should work. So if I go to the dashboard and click one of the hero, we navigate to the detail 12, we get 12 here, we call the getHero, and we assign it to this hero variable, like this. And now this works. And also from the hero works, but it works in another way. It passes the input hero to the component. We will change this later, but for now, let's go back to the dashboard. If I click one of the heroes, I don't have any way to get back. I can click the dashboard in the navigation, but I would love to see a back button here. So let's implement this. Let's go to the hero detail HTML. Hero detail HTML. And let's put a back button down here. So we put it in a div. And this is just a button with a click handler of go back, like this, and the name of the button is back. Now this go back, we need to implement it in the hero detail ts. We implement back method, which will now we will use this location. So this navigation works like a stack. So we came from the dashboard, and now we will just call this pick a location, pick a back, and we will go back to the dashboard. Similar, if we would come from the heroes component and click back, we will get back to the heroes. Okay, let's try this. It didn't refresh yet. Let's take a look. It's still compiling. Let's refresh it. Okay. Sometimes this webpack is a little bit slow, so let's take a look. No, still not work. Go back is the name of our method, so go back. Now if I click, I get back to the previous component. Okay, cool. And now, like I said earlier, this here still works because we get this as input, and we will change. So from heroes, we can navigate to the hero detail in a similar fashion like from the dashboard. So first thing is to go to the heroes.component.html, and we delete this part when we declare this hero detail component underneath, and we change it to something like this. So we create new div, which ngIf selected hero, we display this div only if the hero is selected, like this. We put h2 and the selected hero.name. Here I want to show you another thing in Angular, which are pipes. We can format some input, so selected hero.name with some common filters, or we can create some of our pipes. Pipes are called in the Angular 2. So we will format this to the uppercase like this. So just pipe and uppercase, and our name will be formatted like this. We can call is my hero and like this. And we also will put a button with a click event of go to detail, and every time we will click this, we will be redirected to the hero detail component like this, and view details. Okay, now when we will select a hero, we will get this div with the name and view details link. Okay, like this. And now let's go implement this. So go to the heroes component TS, and here underneath go to detail, create new method go to detail, and we will use the router here. So we will navigate to the hero detail component. So in the constructor, create new router is a type of router like this, and we import it from the Angular router. Router like this. Okay. And now in the go to detail, we just call this pick our router dot navigate, and we will navigate with to the slash detail, and here we pass the this dot selected hero dot id like this. And now when we click the hero detail, when we click some hero in the heroes, so heroes, some hero, and if we click the details, we are redirected to the hero detail component in similar fashion like before. And if I click back, I get back to the heroes, not to dashboard. Okay. The last thing in our routing part 2 is to add some styling. If you go to this Yamzi Angular 2 workshop and click on the getting started file, you will find some styling here too, so that we don't need to write ourselves. So this is the hero detail styling. I will just put it in the hero detail.css, and some of the dashboard styling too. So just copy this dashboard.css, copy, and take a look at your app. Should refresh details, and our app is much nicer like this, and dashboard is inline. Okay, this is the end of our routing part. In the next tutorial, we will look at the HTTP module, and we will use it with promises and observables.